There isn't just one training method that makes you a complete soldier. I can break up training into 3 categories: mobility, DM, and game sense. And it all starts with mobility. The ability to rocket jump and move around on Soldier effectively is what gives Soldier its power. Soldier has a huge bag of tricks when it comes to moving around. There's the basics like rocket jumping, wall jumping, and Pogo. But then you can get into the more advanced stuff and learn how to Ctap, and that's just an upgraded rocket jump. If you jump high enough, you can land a sync attack, which is 2 rockets hitting at the same time. You can wall bug. You can go for a sync jump to land in an even higher wall bug. There's ramp slides, rock slides, and padded jumps, which is using a rocket to reduce fall damage. There's the speed shot. That happens when you shoot a rocket a split second before hitting the ground. Now that we know the foundation of how we can move on Soldier, you're ready to start incorporating a style of movement. You can pogo across a point into a ramp slide. You can rocket jump into a speed shot into a ramp slide rocket jump. You could Ctap into a wall pogo speed ramp slide rocket jump. The art of rocket jumping is just that. It's an art. There's a style to it. There's an improvisation that you need when you're not landing where you expected or you get bounced off course. Rocket jumping is like jazz. So where do we begin? We need to begin at the foundation. We need to learn how to Ctap. Ctapping will enable you to jump farther, higher, faster, and will increase your range of possibility. Just like a pizza, you'll get so much more by having access to a larger diameter around you. Luckily, I found a method that makes Ctapping extremely easy, and I made an entire video on how to implement and practice it. After you consistently start Ctapping, you're ready to start training your mobility on Jump Academy 2. This map will allow you to practice all your fundamental rocket jumping skills. Okay, when you get to Jump Academy 2, I think the first thing you want to start with, if you don't have any idea how to jump, start with the basics, go into strafe. And then when you're kind of through that, I think Easy Walls is a really good map to start on, to kind of start practicing. Also pay attention to the keystrokes I have enabled to kind of really get a good idea and a reference for what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just it's a nice, easy map. I think there's some new concepts that kind of being introduced here. If you figured out how to Ctap and kind of practice it, this should be pretty easy. I know this jump took me a while to get. Really focus on what you want to be really focused on is smearing against these walls. So really, like, you know, you don't have to be in a rush to do anything, you know, and you're holding crouch in the air. Crouch, kind of smearing against that wall, and you're focusing on jumping off of it. And I'm just holding crouch and kind of aiming where I want to go to strafe. It's a nice flow. And when you're in the air, it's kind of these smooth movements that you're going for. This is I make it look easy, but this one was tricky if this is your first time through it. This is a really important course because it shows you that you can do multiple jumps against the wall while maintaining and gaining momentum. So this is a super important jump number 10. So let's focus on, I'm just using D and A to kind of go in and out and smear my way against the wall. It's a weird way to say it, but it really is what's happening. So I'm trying to jump up to about here and kind of use A and D to kind of jump in close to the wall, holding crouch, and kind of shooting my way upward. So I'm keeping my momentum. Okay, the next one is Pogo. I think walls, then Pogo. And Pogo is kind of a tricky one when you first get started. I'm holding just crouch and just kind of shooting underneath me in a timely kind of way. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of finesse with Pogo, and it's gonna take a while to kind of master it. But after you do, it's kind of like the same way you ride a bike. It's like you get it and you're like, oh, okay. It's just like you just do it mindlessly. It's not very tricky. This is an important jump. This one right here, this one is actually, it's like not very explained very well. You have to go up to it and then hold W. And then very slightly increase your angle on the wall. It's a little, it takes a little finesse. And then don't be afraid to hit S to slow down. Like I kind of, you know, was running out of room. I had too much momentum and I did a little break in the air. Same with this. It's like we can hit every platform. We don't have to go like crazy fast. This one's just got a bigger jump on it. So you kind of have to focus on spacing and hitting that angle right away. It's a little bit tricky. This one's got, you know, kind of work on your accuracy of your Pogo. And yeah, it's Pogo. And that's gonna probably take you a while to get through the first time if you haven't mastered Pogo yet, but it's super important to know how to Pogo, and I would just keep working this until your run looks similar to mine. Now, sync is important, jerf and mix, all this stuff. These are great. But I think that to me, it's more important to work on medium walls. I think medium walls is the most important one here because it's just the most relative to like what you'll see out in the games that you're playing. The skills that you learn on medium walls, I think, will really translate. And yeah, there's a lot of little nuanced things going on. I'm just trying to get above that ceiling. This one, very difficult your first time. This is the same concept as jump 10 on easy walls, but like, you know, times 2. So we're really focusing on making sure we're holding that momentum. This is good. This is like practicing the same thing, but just left-handed. Knowing how to do both sides of the jump are important. This is a good course for doing left and right. This one's good. It helps you kind of, that spot right there, you gotta slow it down just enough. Ah, that was too slow. This is kind of a tough one because you need to do, you know, just the right amount of jumps to kind of get to that distance at the end. But yeah, that's medium walls. I would, like, once again, I would really grind medium walls. Grind medium walls until you can do it in like under, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 minutes. See if you can get it down to that. Okay, the next map, after you kind of work through walls, Pogo, medium walls, I think the next step is either medium speed shot and then sync. Medium speed shot, this is such a difficult course. I think don't be discouraged if you can't get through it. It's just you need like crazy timings to hit every one of these every time. It's just gonna, you know, not realistic. What I'm trying to do is hit the ground or shoot the ground kind of right before I hit it, and you know, the timings are so precise. It's just like, I don't know, speed shots are kind of a pain in the ass, and I feel like it takes a little bit of luck and a lot of discipline. But eventually you start getting the timings, you know. I think Logitech Blaze famously said that he never practiced speed shots. He just always kind of worked on it through one of the rollouts on the map, Gully Wash. No, it wasn't Gully Wash, it was Metalworks. Metalworks, the Roamer has like a speed shot rollout they can do. Oh, that's another important thing to talk about. The angle in which I'm hitting the ground, like versus how far I'm looking up, will kind of dictate the angle that you come out of the speed shot. That's an important thing to know. So if you want to go up a little higher, you kind of like, you know, keep it a little bit more open. If you want to go like this direct straight line forward, you kind of look way more down like that. And I'm always just holding crouch after I kind of get into those ramp slide situations, and holding crouch before I hit the speed shot. Jeez. Yeah, that's medium speed shot. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but not as much as sinks are. Sink jumps, man, I'm not a huge fan of sink jumps. God damn. One technique I like to use is just jumping as high as I can in the air, and I follow the rocket down, and that's how I'm kind of matching up my timings. As I really focus on getting a little momentum as I'm falling, and then looking up, following the rocket as it hits the ground, and that's when I'm trying to sync up my timing. Here I'm just trying to wall jump up about 3 rockets, and then sinking 1 rocket against the wall. I'm making sure to hold W as I'm scaling the wall. Here I'm trying to get enough momentum to get in front of my rocket for when I shoot it. This one's really easy. Okay, for this jump, I'm actually doing a regular jump. I'm not trying to Ctap, so I'm just hitting space and crouch. And you can see that with the keystrokes. Same with this one. I'm not trying to Ctap, I'm just trying to jump and crouch. And this one, I didn't feel like I had enough time to look back to see where the rocket was. This is a double sync jump, so what I'm trying to do is fall in the air just fast enough where I can shoot a rocket, matching that rocket's speed, so when I shoot my next rocket, they are both hitting at the same time. And there we go. That's Jump Academy. I think that's all the important ones. I would really focus on getting easy walls, easy pogo, and really dial in medium walls. Practice you know, medium pogo, speed shot if you want to play competitively, and round it all off with learning easy sync. I think if you work on those, you're ready to go to the next step, which is the Tempus Network. The Tempus Network is a network of jump map servers that track if you're completing maps, and they track speed runs. They have over 700 maps, and they all rank them between tier 1 and tier 6, 1 being very easy and 6 up to insane. We're looking to kind of find those tier 2 to tier 4 level maps. I've made 2 different Tempus videos, my road to rank 2000 and one video road to rank 1500, and you can kind of see how many points it took to get there. I'll leave a link in the description or a link in the video if you want to check those out. Okay, now we're ready to start. So let's find jump.tf, and we're kind of looking for beginners. I think that has all like level tier 1 to tier maybe 4 maps. And once we get in, we can type /p, and you can see your rankings and how many points you have. And then if you type /m, you can see the tier level of the map, just so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, and you're ready to go. Good luck. The next thing I want to talk about is rollout and jump practice. I think if there was just ever one rollout you should learn is on the map process. It's a rollout that really it's so much fun. And then when you get in the map, I would type in SV cheats 1 and then hurt me -999, and that just gives you a bunch of health, so you don't have to worry about health packs. Yeah, and this is the rollout. I think everyone should learn it. It's just a couple jumps, but it's so much fun, and it's so much fun to finally get in game. And then this is just footage of me jumping around the map. I think the more you jump on these maps, the more you kind of learn that like anything is possible, and there's so many different like little tiny variations of jumps you could do. And yeah, just get on these maps and start jumping around. I think process is my most favorite map to jump around, and then after that would be CP Sunshine. That has a ton of different jumps on it, and those are all a lot of fun as well. So I would encourage everybody to just load up some of these maps you're going to be playing on and just jump around and see what's possible, see where the high bombs are, see what opportunities there are for getting into different chokes, and where's the high ground. I think just a lot of that practice is important and can go a long way. I think doing this, if you're going to be playing competitive, is absolutely required. And there we go, that's my mobility guide. I think if you start with learning how to Ctap, switch over to practicing all your fundamentals on Jump Academy, and if you want to take it further, you can go to the Tempus Network, and then working on your rollouts and just jumping on maps. I think if you can get through all that, you'll have a really good foundation for your mobility on Soldier. If you like this video and you want to support me, please go check out some of my merch. I made a bunch of TF2 merch along with some other stuff. And let me know what you think of this video. Leave a comment if this helped you at all, or if there's anything that I missed. Cool. GG's.